Most men believe attraction is instant, like a spark that either exists or doesn't. But the truth is, for most women, desire doesn't start with looks or status. It begins with something deeper. Overlook it, and intimacy collapses before it starts, Epictetus said. First say to yourself what you would be. Then do what you have to do. If you want her to feel safe, become the man who embodies safety not just in words, but in presence. The first stage, emotional safety before attraction can grow. Her mind asks, am I safe with this man? It's not only physical safety, it's emotional and psychological trust. Her subconscious measures if you're worthy of her vulnerability. For thousands of years, poor choices brought women great risk. That instinct is still wired into the female mind, Marcus Aurelius said. Waste. No more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Emotional safety is proof through action, not words. What emotional safety looks like, it shows in small moments. Do you listen, or just wait to speak? You respect her boundaries, or push for more? I knew a man who always interrupted. The woman he dated, to him, harmless. To her it meant, my voice doesn't matter. She told him, if you can't respect my thoughts about dinner, how could I feel safe being vulnerable with you? Seneca said, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Relationships, respecting her no is your test. Pass, and you show strength, and you show control. Laying the foundation. Emotional safety is built through consistency, listening with intent, honoring choices, never punishing honesty. Respecting her smallest boundaries lays the base for connection. Without it, attraction crumbles. Think of it like a house. Without a foundation, it falls. Emotional safety is that foundation. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. When you master your reactions, meeting her boundaries with calm, you become the man she feels safe with. Only then does true attraction begin. The second stage, mental stimulation. Once emotional safety is in place, the next spark is mental stimulation. For most women, arousal begins in the mind long before the body. Research shows their attraction is layered: emotional, psychological, intellectual, far more complex than men's. Mental stimulation isn't about showing off intelligence or lecturing. It's about curiosity, conversation, and sparking her excitement through thought, Seneca wrote. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. When you engage her mind, you invite her into growth, play, and discovery. Recall a man who tried to impress a woman by speaking endlessly about himself. The conversations fell flat. One day, instead of boasting, he asked her about her work. What challenges you most right now? What excites you in your field? Her entire demeanor changed. Her eyes lit up. Her voice grew passionate. She felt seen, not lectured. That's the power of engaging her mind. Mental stimulation can be playful as well: witty banter, clever humor, small surprises in conversation. Even light observations about everyday life can create spark. Epictetus said, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Responding with humor and perspective shows depth, and women feel it instantly. Emotional intelligence plays a massive role. When you notice her tone shift, when you read the silence between her words, and answer with empathy, you show you can navigate the complexity of emotion. This is rare and therefore attractive. Mystery also fuels mental engagement, not games. Not manipulation, but genuine unpredictability. Marcus Aurelius said, the secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious. When she discovers new sides of you, when she can't predict every thought or response, her curiosity grows. Curiosity is the root of lasting attraction. In the end, mental stimulation is not about being the smartest man in the room. It's about making her feel alive in conversation, respected in thought, and valued for her mind as much as her presence. When you do this, you create a spark that appearances alone can never sustain. The third stage, anticipation. Most men rush, believing desire is about speed. But for women, attraction thrives on anticipation, the space between what is felt and what is given. Desire is not the final act, but but the tension that builds along the way. One woman once told me, "Let me want it first." That single phrase reveals everything. Anticipation is her gateway to deeper desire. Like a story, the suspense makes the ending powerful. If you remove the suspense, you remove the fire, Seneca wrote. Delay is the greatest remedy for anger. In love, delay is the remedy for indifference. When you slow down, when you allow curiosity to build, she begins to crave what you haven't yet given. Anticipation is built through closeness without urgency, a touch on her arm, fingers brushing as you hand her something, eye contact that lingers. These are not demands, but invitations, stirring her imagination. Psychologists call this arousal. Tension, the delicious discomfort of wanting something just out of reach. Words create anticipation too. It's not crude declarations, but subtle suggestions that spark images in her mind. Your smile is dangerously distracting, holds more power than your hot. The first stirs curiosity, the second ends it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Attraction works the same. It's not a quick performance, but the push and pull of timing, restraint, and release. The time itself becomes part of anticipation. The pause between texts, the eagerness before the next meeting, the memory of your last conversation echoing in her thoughts. These spaces are not empty. They are where desire grows. Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content. To be thought foolish and stupid, in attraction, be content to wait, to resist the impulse of rushing. Only then do you allow her to feel the longing that makes intimacy meaningful. Anticipation is not absence, it is presence held back just enough to create gravity. And when done with patience, it transforms interest into irresistible desire. The fourth stage, emotional connection. Physical attraction may catch her eye, but emotional connection keeps her heart. For women, arousal is not only physical, it is emotional. The deeper she feels bonded, the stronger her desire becomes. I once saw a relationship that seemed perfect on the surface. The man showed only his success, his strength, his victories. Yet their intimacy felt mechanical. Something was missing. Everything changed the night he shared his struggles, his doubts, his failures. Instead of pulling away, she leaned closer, revealing her own fears. In that moment, emotional intimacy turned shallow attraction into real connection. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Love is not sustained by showing perfection, it grows when we share our humanity. Emotional connection is built through vulnerability, not weakness but honesty. When you reveal your true self, you create space for her to do the same. That exchange forges a bond deeper than charm or appearance. Empathy is central. To listen not only to her words but to the feelings behind them. To remember small details. To ask questions that prove she matters. Seneca wrote, "We are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden." When you treat her thoughts as part of your own life, she feels safe to open herself. Active listening transforms conversations into connection. It shows her she is not an accessory to your life, but a partner in it, Epictetus said. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When you practice this, she feels understood, valued, seen. True attraction is not built on performance, but on presence. And presence means being fully there with her emotions, with her truths, with her fears. Emotional connection is the bridge between interest and intimacy. Without it, desire fades. With it, even the smallest touch becomes profound. The 5th stage, physical attraction only after emotional safety. Mental stimulation, anticipation, and emotional connection. Does physical attraction become powerful? Most men fail because they begin here, expecting everything else to follow. But for women, true desire is built in layers. Physical attraction is the final spark, not the starting point. I remember a woman who explained it simply. There are many attractive men, but few make me feel safe, understood, excited, and desired. At the same time, that combination is irresistible. Marcus Aurelius said, "The the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts and actions create trust, curiosity, and intimacy, your presence alone becomes magnetic. At this stage, touch takes on new meaning. A hand on her back, eye contact, even silence carries energy because it rests on the foundation you've built. Without trust, a touch is empty. With it, the smallest gesture becomes charged with desire. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly. Traction is no different. It is a process, not a trick." Each stage prepares the next, and when the groundwork is laid, physical attraction ignites naturally. Every woman is different. What excites one may not excite another. The key is presence paying, attention, responding, adjusting. This is not performance, but conversation. Desire is not taken. It is shared. Confidence and energy are vital here. Not arrogance, but calm strength. When she feels your comfort with yourself, she feels free to let go with you, Seneca said. He who is brave is free. When you are brave enough to be steady, patient, and self-assured, you give her the freedom to surrender to the moment. The 5 stages, stimulation, anticipation, connection, attraction, show why 85% of women need more than appearance before true desire awakens. It is not about games. It is about becoming the man who respects, listens, and leads with strength. And when all 5 align, attraction is no longer forced, it is inevitable.